Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. I am Ross, and with me is
Josh.
So, thank you for joining us. We are doing another Wisconsin brewery. This time we're going to be doing Three Sheeps Brewery. This brewery is based out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It opened back up in 2006. From what we read, it sounds like there was a brew pub in Sheboygan that had closed down, and the Three Sheeps Brewery just basically stepped in and said, hey, I want to brew some beer here. They built a bar for this individual brewing beer, and really the rest is history, and now we have Three Sheeps Brewing.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be doing one of their annual releases, which is called the Wolf. So we have a few different varieties here of the Wolf. They're all barrel-aged beers. We have some from 2019, and then the rest are from 2021. But they're imperial stouts with some variants thrown in here. So what are we starting with?
I don't think I've ever... Have you ever had the Wolf before?
I think I've had one. I think at Champs out in Brookfield. I think I had one of them, but I don't remember which one it was, though.
I don't remember if I've had it. I'm a pretty big fan of Three Sheeps, but I don't know that I've had the Wolf, and we're both pretty big imperial stout fans, so I'm excited to dive into this. So if you remember our big beer haul from back in February, link in the description, this first beer that we're going to try here is actually the 2019 release of the Wolf. So this is a limited release. Every year they do this. In fact, this year they're doing something called like the Summer of the Wolf or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but they've got a bunch of stuff that's not even available in retail that I doubt we'll get our hands on, but I'm going to try to. But this first one is the 2019 iteration of the base beer. So this is their base imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, and this comes in at 12% ABV. So we wanted to kind of get a comparison of what the 2019 release was that's kind of in this shorty bottle versus what we get in the can here in the 2021 release. So let's get a little nose on the 2019 base beer. Ooh.
Oh.
Yep.
Bourbon, a little chocolatey.
It's that imperial stout. It's that traditional imperial stout, but the bourbon notes are really strong. It's good. But well blended in. Yeah. I think with the base beer. I mean, it just smells like a stout with some bourbon, which you can't go wrong with that combination. Yeah, a little chocolate, a little fudginess almost to it. But I don't know that I've had this. This has been aged for 3 years now?
2. Math. 2019. 2021.
2 years? 2 years? Oh boy! And we're off! All right, man. Let's give it a shot.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yep. Really strong bourbon character on the front end. It actually flows all the way through to the back end of the beer. But then you've got that traditional like oaky, chocolatey, fudgy note right in the middle. The bourbon is not overpowering, but it's definitely prominent in the palate here.
You might disagree with me a little bit. Like, I feel like most of the time we have just base bourbon barrel beers, you get more of a vanilla note. And this, it's the chocolate. For whatever reason, I'm getting a very chocolate kind of, as for lack of a term, fudgy notes to this one.
Fudgy.
So
it's very fudgy.
Which makes it very... It's a heavy beer, but I really like it. It's really good. It's really flavorful. It's full-bodied.
It is.
It's weird that they do... Because the 2021s were released, what, like a month ago? Yeah. It's weird to release this beer middle of summer.
It is kind of interesting. But I've seen more and more breweries releasing like heavy stouts this time of year. I mean, people age this stuff, right, too. So regardless of when it comes out, you're probably drinking it random times of the year anyway. So I don't know that it matters, but to your point.
And why compete with other big ones if you
Couple years, this is really well blended. Since we know it's 2 years now, not 3, because I don't know. Well, let's be real. 2020 felt like about 6 years.
That's
so
fair.
You got to give me some credit there. But this is really solid, honestly. Putting the 2019 in Untappd in the year 2021, I'm probably putting it around a 4. I think it's a really good imperial stout. I think it's well blended. It's well put together. Very drinkable. Good stuff.
I got the exact same score. I was going to put this at 4. I was curious what you were going to say. I got this at 4. It's really good. I would absolutely order this again if I ever saw it. This is fantastic. So,
for sure. Really good stuff.
All right. So, moving on. We have essentially the exact same beer, except 2 years older, the 2021 version.
Year 2.
So, huh?
You are 2 years.
So the only difference here, this one comes in at 12.3% as opposed to the 12% from the previous one. But otherwise, this is the exact same beer, just the 2021 iteration.
The 12.3 is the published ABV that Three Sheeps has on their website. So I'm guessing it's just a slight differential between the years, but...
Well, the can says 12. But...
No, it says 12 ounces.
Yeah. 12
Does not have the ABV on there. So yeah, let's get a little nose on the 2021 base beer. It's not there.
Okay.
I looked. You can look harder if you want. This is a little bit more subdued.
Yes.
I feel like the bourbon notes on the 2019 were a little bit more prominent. I get less imperial stout sweetness, I think, on this than I got on the 2019, at least on the nose.
Definitely, the 2019 was definitely more prominent than the nose. I mean, it was much more obvious that we were smelling everything. This one, it's definitely subtler. It's still get a little bit of chocolate, but not as much as I got in the previous one.
Yeah, it's a little tamer on the nose, I think, end of the day. Well, let's see how this compares to the 2019.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh,
it's good.
That's really good.
This one, at least first sip, I'm not taking a second one yet. A little more vanilla forward,
yes.
I feel like, than the 2019 was.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if that's just the aging, how it changes kind of the palate on this, but this tastes more like a traditional bourbon barrel aged imperial stout to me. I think to your earlier point.
Yeah.
It tastes fresher. It tastes more fresh. Is fresher even a word?
Sure, we'll go with that. I don't care.
It's a fresher. Have you seen... Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind. This is good. Actually, I mean, this is a really, really solid beer. I actually feel like I'm digging this a little bit more than I was the 2019. And I think maybe it's because I do like that vanilla character to a bourbon barrel aged stout more.
Yeah, I definitely taste a little more vanilla in this one. It's not as heavy as the first one that we had. I think that's maybe just the difference between chocolate and vanilla. If I'm looking to put this one, I like it slightly better, but not enough to give it like a bump up. So I'm gonna keep this at the 4 that I kept the first one at. It's still very good, and if you like more of the traditional kind of vanilla taste to bourbon, this probably is more your style. So.
Yeah. This is good. I'm going to give it that little bump up. So I'm going to put this one at a 4 1/4. I'm curious what this is like in 2 years, though.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's more similar to the 2019 based on the way this ages out. Having not tried this that I'm aware of, I don't have a comparison point. So I'll be curious. Maybe in a couple years we'll do another one of these and we'll see.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'd put this at a 4 1/4.
Well, so what do we got next?
So... up next, we have the first variant of this. So this one, Mr. Ross brought over today for us to review here with all of you. So this is the pistachio-infused version of the Wolf. So again, same base Imperial Stout 2021. This one, though, is brewed with Dominican Republic cocoa nibs. It is brewed with pistachios and vanilla. So... same 12.3% ABV, but those adjuncts added into it. So I'm guessing this is going to be a little bit of maybe a more maltier, more nutty type flavor to it, obviously because of the pistachios.
Yeah.
And the cocoa nibs, I'm not sure. So
I will say, from going to the store and trying to find some of the stuff, this clearly was the most popular of the variants. It was hard to find. And this is one that I feel was flying off shelves. So I'm really...
You were able to find a 4-pack of it.
I was able to, yeah.
I was not. I found individuals at Total Wine in Brookfield. So I got a couple of them. But yeah, let's get a little nose on this thing in our fancy Bourbon County beer glasses. I can smell the pistachio.
I can too. It's interesting because it's with the bourbon in there and then the pistachio. It's very kind of unique scents. So it's
not super prominent, but I almost feel like the pistachio notes overtake the bourbon a bit. Like I feel like I'm not getting as much bourbon on this as I was on the base beer. I'm getting more pistachio notes on the nose.
Yeah. I'm getting that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it just smells a little nutty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's give the variant a shot. Cheers, buddy. That's tasty.
That's really tasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of adds a little bit of sweetness to it.
It does.
Is what I'm getting. And that vanilla at the end is just, it's so tasty in there.
It is really good.
So you're getting similar to what we had with the previous beer, with a little bit added sweetness to it, and then that vanilla flavor right at the end, which kind of smooths everything out and kind of gives it almost like a semi-creamy taste to this.
It tastes a lot smoother, I think,
yes,
than the previous two. Maybe that's the vanilla, but you do get like, the front end is like bourbon chocolate, and then you get a little pistachio note partway through, and then the back end is vanilla.
So going into this, like my expectation on this beer was very, very high, which always has me worried because I think I'm going to be disappointed and everything. And I've not been disappointed with this. This is really, really tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I like this better than the 2021 base or the 2019 base. I think the extra vanilla character and that pistachio note, the creaminess to this gives it a bit of a leg up. Gosh, I don't know if I can put it I can't. I'm going to put this at a 4 1/4. I do like it more than the 2021 base. I can't quite give it a 4 1/2, but I was close. So I'm still going to give it a 4 1/4 with a slight edge. And only if I could give it something in between, I would, but Untappd won't allow us to do that. But I'll put it at a 4 1/4, but it is the best of the three so far.
I get what you're saying. I have no problem. I'm going to put this at 4 1/2.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's that good. I think the nuttiness to it adds a nice little sweetness to it, and then the vanilla really kind of balances everything out and gives it that nice, like, that really just nice creamy taste at the end. And the bourbon, it's prominent, but not overpowering where it, like, it will turn people off. I think this is a fantastic beer. I got this at 4 1/2, which...
It's a good beer.
Only a few beers have ever done 4 1/2 in this show so
Very
far.
rare.
So this one, well done.
Definitely one of your favorites, that's for sure. It's right up there for me too. Really, really good beer. So what's the last one? I know this is your favorite.
So the last one we got is going to be the Mexican style hot chocolate. So this is, again, it's Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. This one's got cacao nibs, cinnamon, vanilla, and
guajillo.
Thank you. I have no idea how to say that.
Guajillo.
I was about to say Guatemala.
I've got some friends that speak fluent Spanish. Maybe they can help me figure that one out, but I'm pretty sure it's guajillo.
So it's guajillo peppers. Again, this comes in at 12.3%, and we're hearing from the peanut gallery we're not saying it correctly. Are we saying it wrong?
I don't know.
What is it?
I just said, what friends of yours speak Spanish?
Anyways, we'll come back to that one.
So the kind of the opposite end of the spectrum here with the pistachio, where it was flying off shelves, it was really hard to find. This one was not. It was kind of funny to see because I remember actually I went to Discount to look for these and everything, and they had a few of them selling in single cans in the back, and people clearly weren't buying them. So I think that's just kind of the idea behind the spice with stouts. I think some people really like it and some people really don't. It's a very kind of polarizing style.
Maybe they only had single cans because it's so good.
It could be.
That people bought all the 4-packs.
I'm not trying to badmouth it. It's not our style.
You and I are both in the same boat.
Yeah.
We're not huge fans of chili peppers in our beer, that spicy note. But sometimes We're surprised. Stop watching the Packer game.
I'm not.
You are. So, let's get a little nose on the Mexican hot chocolate. He is. Oh, it smells good. This smells better than any of the three. You have to admit it.
It smells really good.
She turned off the Packer game so you can't watch it.
Smells good. No.
It smells really good.
It
smells way more chocolatey though than the other three.
It smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It does. It does smell like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That you're right. You're exactly right. That's the cinnamon notes coming through pretty strongly.
So.
All right. Let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's actually not. It's really good.
It's really good.
It's really tasty. So I like about this one compared to most like spice beers is a vanilla taste actually really comes through for me, and it subdues kind of that spiciness that you get. But you still get that cinnamon flavor. You still get some of that spice and that tastiness that you would get from that cinnamon with the vanilla.
The cinnamon sticks through the entire full length of the beer, front end to back end. It's there the whole time. It's not like overpowering, but it's for sure there. You get bourbon and cinnamon on the front end, and I'm getting vanilla in the middle, and then like the back end of the beer is cinnamon, chocolate, and that little bit of spice from the pepper is there. Like I get a little bit of it in the back of the throat, but not like some other chili beers that I've had where it's like it just nails you. Which makes this very, very drinkable to me.
One of the weird things I think we've picked up from some of the spicier, peppery beers that we've had is when you smell it, you almost get like an apple tinge to it.
A little bit.
And I don't know why that is. This one I'm not getting though, which I like. It's definitely it's more in line with what the taste notes actually are stating. As to your point, you get some chocolate, you get some vanilla, you get a little bit of the peppers, but not like a heat that's all the way through. But the cinnamon's there the entire time without really like overtaking the beer either.
This is like a churro that you're dipping in chocolate sauce with like a little bit of bourbon, and my Spanish-speaking friends would agree with me. So honestly, I would put this one at a 4.25 as well. I'm 4.25 the last three beers. I think this is really, really good. I have no reason to rate it any lower. I still think the pistachio was my favorite, but I'm still going to put this at a 4.25. They're really close.
So I'm surprisingly put this at 4.25. I'm not going to say I didn't expect to like this beer. I just thought it'd be my least favorite of the bunch. And both base beers are really good. But this definitely falls between the pistachio and the base beer for me, which I think is similar to what you're saying.
Sure.
You're just going to give the pistachio that extra kick.
Yep.
This is very good. It's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I think the more sips I get, the more of that peppery I'm starting to taste.
A little bit.
But end of the day...
Still not crazy.
No, not at all. It adds a nice little difference to everything else and kind of separates itself from everything. And that's one thing I'll give Three Sheeps really, like, I'll give them a lot of props for is there's a clear difference between the base, the pistachio, and
there was
the Mexican style hot chocolate.
Yeah,
I almost called it the wrong thing.
Yeah.
No, I thought they did a really good job. I think this is a great series. So well done, Three Sheeps. This is fantastic.
I'd love to get a hold of some of the other variants. Anybody at Three Sheeps that's watching this, let us know. Hit us up. MKE. mkebeerreview at gmail.com. I had to think about
where you're going.
I had to think about what the heck our email address was because I've never said it.
Yeah, if you don't want to hit us up on email, you can definitely find us on the other sites.
Yeah.
We're on Untappd, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Definitely check out our YouTube page where all our videos are posted. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate everyone who does that. But definitely hit us up on any one of those sites. We're definitely willing to respond. We'll definitely keep those updated as best we can. Definitely check back later. We're going to do a lot more videos like this. If there's anything you would like to see, definitely let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you want or you want us to review. We're open for ideas. We love different suggestions. You know, and obviously, if you've ever had any of these, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you, especially the other variants that we haven't had. If anything we should seek out, I think it'd be great for us to try to find. If you know where to get them, let us know. We'd love to try those. But otherwise, guys, everyone, thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Definitely. Have a good night.